Flexible dieting lifestyle, or Zach, has been gone for YouTube for a while, but that doesn't mean that he still hasn't been posting recipes on his Instagram and TikTok that really grabbed my attention. Today we will be making his 66 calorie fried Oreo, and not only will I make it with both Gorilla Mode protein and PEScience to make sure that both work well, but I'll also be counting the calories myself to make sure that they're accurate. Let's get into it. All right, so a lot happens in between me shutting the camera off and making the recipe up until now. Let's go over everything. First of all, I used both the Gorilla Mode protein and the PEScience protein, and it went perfectly. I used 1 scoop because Zach's company is Flex Brands. He has a protein. He recommends that protein, which you could definitely use that protein for this as well. If you use code FDL, you save 15%. His is 30 grams per scoop. So I used 1 scoop of this, which is actually 35 grams, and 1 scoop of this, which is 31 grams. The batter was a perfect consistency for both, although for the Gorilla Mode, it was a little bit thicker. Another big point, I made an I mixed everything together to make the thumbnail, and I have no idea which Oreos are which, whether that be the vanilla PEScience or the vanilla Gorilla Mode. However, to solve this problem, I'm going to eat enough to know that I've probably had both of them and they probably are both very good. I was more looking at the fact if both would work well for the batter to actually make the recipe itself, which it did. Thirdly, I went over the macros, and he says without the sprinkles, it is 66 calories. And I calculated it without the sprinkles, I got 67 calories. So Zach, you are a big fat liar. I'm just playing. I mean, there's different brands have different calories on their label, but yes, the calories all check out. And then I did add sprinkles, so mine are about 5 extra calories, which is 72 calories a piece. I like to start off by talking about the actual cooking process. When you put these in the air fryer, I would definitely put them on a parchment paper. I ordered the ones with the holes in it, like Zach recommends in his Instagram video. However, it didn't come on time. It's supposed to be here sometime today. So what I did instead is I made parchment paper and cut around it and put it in the actual air fryer, and then I used scissors to poke holes in it. The first go around, I didn't poke enough holes because if you look on the bottom here, it's still wet. So what I had to do was turn the actual cookie around, or else the top would have burned. But the second go around, I put a shit ton of holes in the parchment paper, and you really have to watch it closely because if you don't, it's gonna burn on the top. But I checked about every 15 to 20 seconds when it was close to being burned, and the bottom cooked without me actually having to turn it, besides one of them. So just keep an eye on it when you're actually cooking it. But other than that, these pretty much came out perfect. I put the erythritol powdered sugar on the top if you're wondering what it is on the top of these, since it wasn't on the ingredient list. However, if you do want to check out the ingredients, Zach did this recipe, but before they came out with Thins about 2 years ago. So I'm gonna link his original YouTube video in the description below. You should definitely check out his channel. There's not much needs to be said about his channel. He's a living legend in the flexible dieting, if it fits your macros, eat whatever in moderation type of channel. I really want to have one warm. Usually you get them at the carnival or like Six Flags. I've never had one cold. So I'm gonna have one cold, and then I'm gonna heat one up to see which one is better. It's doing it's not already open. If you saw the tops without, they're a lot more brown without the erythritol. Looks damn good to me. It's crazy, there's 3 layers to this. You get the erythritol on the top, you get that sugar hit right away. Then you kind of get the birthday cake taste in your mouth, because that's the second layer. And then you get that, since it's an Oreo thin, you get that little bit of Oreo flavor on the tail. And then the Oreo is kind of what is long lasting on your tongue. The actual batter cooked perfectly. The consistency is very cakey. It is not dry whatsoever. And then when you hit the Oreo, I mean, it's so damn good. Let's heat one of these up, because that was gas cold. Let's see how good it is warmed up. Oh, it's almost like too hot. Highly recommend you have them warm. If you're probably making them at home, you would already have them warm. 10 seconds in the microwave and it's almost like too hot. Maybe 8 seconds is better. Literally, 0 complaints. I don't think that you can compare them to an actual fried one, but I would say it's 9 out of 10 as good as a fried one without all the oil and hella less calories. Zach, you absolutely crushed it. I mean, even for a regular dessert, this is like a 9.5 out of 10. A recipe that would go great with this is my Oreo protein ice cream. So I highly recommend you make that. I'll put that in the corner here, dunk some of these in here, and really kick off summer 2022 the right way. Until next time, deuces.